Let's talk Gone Girl spoiler review. There is a lot to talk about of this film. Like my other video, I said that there's a lot of twists and turns in this film. There's pretty much 3 films into one, and it was so hard not to talk about what goes on in this film, and just without spoiling it, because man, was this film like this film is probably, the more I think about it, the more I really enjoyed it. It's really something you just need to sit on and think about the aftermath. And this film is great. What I mean in twists and turns is you think it's just about Ben Affleck's wife being kidnapped and basically, presumably dead. But Ben Affleck, of course, is... Throughout the film, you just feel like, did Ben Affleck kill his wife? Did he just set up this... Did he murder her? Or was it maybe Neil Patrick Harris's character who's a stalker? Or... was it even the parents? There's a lot of ways you can go with this, and I mean, it was a little bit predictable because you can only go so much, only so many roads you could take. And of course, I thought, well, either Ben Affleck killed her or she's still alive. And she ended up being still alive, and she ended up screwing him so much. So I'm assuming you guys saw the film, and let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about how great Rosamund Pike was in that role. Because, because I wasn't feeling a diary thing where she was just writing her diary, and then we cut back to Ben Affleck, and Ben Affleck's, he's like, what? Where's he just doesn't nonchalant, like his wife is gone. And then what I loved about this film is you see why he basically doesn't really care that his wife is missing. He's smiling on his while they're taking pictures with her in the missing picture right there. He's banging a chick on the side. He's been having an affair for quite a while. And what's so great about this film is you really just start hating Ben Affleck. You're like, man, you're a douchebag, dude. Your wife is out, she's missing, and you're just being a real douchebag. And then you're sleeping with another woman. And you're sleeping with her at your sister's house. How stupid can you be banging another woman while your sister's asleep in the other room? And it's her house. So... of course, Ben Affleck's under investigation. The whole house is under investigation, the crime scene. So Ben Affleck has to stay with his twin sister, which they don't really look like twins, but but the brother and sister dynamic was great. They had great chemistry. But yeah, how stupid can Ben Affleck be, and how big of a douchebag? And you really start just not liking him. You don't really like any of these characters, and you don't really know his wife, Amy, Rosamund Pike's character, Amy. His character as much, because we're really just getting her narration until the second half of this film. Boy, you thought you hate Ben Affleck. Amy is a psychotic woman. She pretty much sets Ben Affleck up to take the fall, to make it seem like he murdered her, just to get back at him for cheating on her and not loving her, and basically just not giving her what she needs. Wow, she took things to the extreme. But not only that, she's just really psychotic. And then, especially what she does to Neil Patrick Harris towards the end of this film, especially when she just cuts his throat and just murders him, and basically makes it seem like he's the one that abducted her, and then she goes back to Ben Affleck at the end. Yeah, I'm all over the place right now, because this film was not all over the place, but this film was just mind-blowing, because just crazy. And like I said, a lot of people would either be okay with her being a crazy psychotic woman, or not. I mean, maybe people came in here to just want a mystery, who actually killed her, but it wasn't like that at all. We had like, it was a mystery, it was a thriller, and a little bit of horror. I get the horror aspect because Rosamund Pike, Amy, she gets robbed after she, conceals her identity. She dyes her hair. She's wearing sunglasses. I think she's in like Wisconsin or something like that. She's out, like she rents a RV, and then she befriends. They had this chick that's kind of like a hillbilly kind of chick. She's drinking Mountain Dew, the cliches and stuff. She befriends her, and then the chick is pretty much seeing this rough-looking guy, and then they end up robbing her in her RV and taking all her money. So, I mean, but there was that. It was a little intense. It did remind me kind of like this feels like kind of like a little bit of horror, a little bit, especially with Neil Patrick Harris's character. I thought Neil Patrick Harris, since he was known, they say that he was a stalker, and with this woman, you find out she lies about pretty much everything, but some things she does stay true, because Neil Patrick Harris is a stalker, is in love with her, and pretty much gives her everything she needs to, lay low and not come out. Of course, she manipulates him, but yes. But I was thinking Neil Patrick Harris is going to rake this woman. She tried to do something, and it just completely backfires on her. But no, that's not the case. She murders him. She murders him. And she's smart. This character, here's a problem that I had with this film. Is this character super smart, where she plans everything. Like, she plans everything to set up her husband, Ben Affleck, into basically taking a fall and going to jail for the rest of his life. And she has this whole plan where she's gonna lay low, dye her hair, this and that, and it works. It works perfectly. And she's known as a novel writer. She does Famous Amy or something like that. So she's a writer, and she's an unemployed writer. And she gets all this stuff from reading crime books and watching crime shows, and she's really smart. But I just don't think she would be able to pull off all that stuff. And she's not really smart because she's supposed to be laying low, but she's befriending somebody. And look what happened. She ends up getting jacked and losing all her money. But I guess she was smart enough to call instead of her parents, she calls the guy who stalks her. And boy, did that plan work out as well. The problem I had with this was at the very end, where the cops are pretty much trying to get as much out of her. Whereas she was supposedly got clubbed. This is how she did her fake death. She gets clubbed on the back of the head, and she gets dragged away. And in the film, you see her doing all this stuff, like taking pints of blood from herself, and setting up the whole crime scene area, and then even having when Ben Affleck gets those 2 wooden dolls where she's like pregnant, and he has the bat, those little wooden dolls, and she has the other club, and she burns it in a fireplace. But I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the doctor would check her head to see if she's had any scarring or this and that. And then her story just didn't match up with when she was abducted. So overall, her getting away with murder has a real problem with me. It's like a lot of these things, I think she just wouldn't be able to get away with this stuff, because as smart as she was, she made a lot of mistakes, and especially her story. And then and like I said, this film is just a little bit just kind of too long. It was really just towards the end, maybe the whole her and Ben Affleck living together on the same roof after Ben Affleck finds out that, hey, she's still alive and she's setting me up and everything, and basically her and Ben Affleck live in the same roof, and then she says she's pregnant. Of course, it's not Ben Affleck's, it's Neil Patrick Harris's, but we don't know that actually, honestly, because Ben Affleck said that he saved sperm because they didn't want to have a baby. He wanted to have a baby with her. So we don't really necessarily know if that was Neil Patrick Harris's or Ben Affleck's towards the end of the film. But hey, and then I actually thought Ben Affleck was just going to end up killing her at the end, because there's just no way out of this situation without. But all in all, Ben Affleck's, and let's go to Ben Affleck, man. Some of the stuff he did in this film, it was questionable as well. Why was he took the envelope? I think it was a third clue. Why would he take not give that to the cops? Just not really. Why was he so untruthful? I can see the affair thing, a little bit. I mean, but you're being questioned and you might be prosecuted for murder. So you should be, anything you have, give it to the police. But then again, it'd probably be they find out he definitely murdered. That whole plan that she had would be a lot faster, and the film basically had to slow it down. But just some of the decisions Ben Affleck made were a little bit questionable as well. I think what else? There's something he did that I didn't feel was right. But all in all, but yeah, like I said, the performance that he made though was great. Rosamund Pike was awesome. I think she did a great job, and I can really talk about her performance now because in the beginning she's calm, she's just this loving wife. There's really nothing to her. She's just she's playing. You think she's the victim of the relationship, but then boy, do you see how calculated, manipulated, and just how she just really screws over Ben Affleck. And you know what I like about this film is that there's lies. Both of them are pretty much liars, but a few things they do tell the truth. So overall, the whole message though is pretty much how the media portrays the story, how the media could manipulate a story like this. Because you see Ben Affleck and he's getting just prosecuted with things like he's just being. It's like a witch hunt, right? For Ben Affleck, because the media said Ben Affleck was such a bad guy and this and that, and just turning the story upside down. And then we also have Amy, who's just this great angel in the media social network that she's the victim, but really she's the one that's just manipulating everybody. Excuse me. So basically, this film was great. Like I said, a couple of questionable things Ben Affleck did, especially when he brought. He was banging that chick in his sister's house, and the sister, of course, caught him. And then just not really telling the truth to the cops at all, especially when he finds out that his wife is still alive. And then Tyler, I know Tyler Perry told him pretty much, it's Tyler Perry. I know Tyler Perry pretty much told him not to say really anything, but like everything just blew up on his face as well towards the end, because basically he has to live with this woman, and he agrees, to help her out with the baby. He wants to make it work, but I don't see how it's going to work, because you're always going to have, instead of her, who bought the gun, saying who bought the gun to feel protective, it was actually him who feels like he probably needs a gun to protect himself, because this woman is very, very deadly. I enjoyed the film a lot. I thought the look of it was great. Like I said, the tone, the bleakness to it, the twists and turns, the tone shifts were great as well. Like I said, the only problem was how she got away with it, and how pretty much some of the characters' decision making was a little what. But overall, this film was very great. I highly recommend you watch this. It definitely makes you think. And what's so great about this film is it makes you want to talk about it to other people who have watched it, because you're going to be talking about it, and you're going to be asking yourself, you're going to be asking them, hey, would you really think about, just you think this could happen, you think this can't happen, what do you think about that crazy woman, what do you think about Ben Affleck and how big of a douchebag he is? There's really no redeemable characters here, but you do feel more sympathy for Ben Affleck because this woman is just crazy. But overall, great film, highly recommend it. It's not David Fincher's best, but it's a solid film that needs to be watched in the theater, because, hey, the theater is the best place to go. So thank you for sitting with me, talking with me, to basically hear my thoughts on this film. Another think about it reviews, because you're sitting on the couch, or you're sitting down, you see a trailer, you're sitting at the theater, you're like, I see this trailer, I'll think about it, but I'm highly recommending it. So, like I say, grab a tick, grab a seat, enjoy some good popcorn to eat. I'll see you at the cinema.